Hello, this is a Cobra SA40E electric scarifier and aerator with a powerful 1800 watt motor. This is how it arrives. This is the box it comes in, sturdily packed, and what we're going to do is just open it all up and then take everything out and we can start and put it together ready for scarifying and aerating the lawn. So we've got the grass box that we need to assemble, we've got the main scarifier here, and then we've got the handles in two parts and all the fixings that we need to put everything together. So we take the protectors off, which are there to prevent any damage to the thread, and we're going to start by creating the handles on this. Now remember, all the instructions are in the manual, so please read it through just so you're familiar with the way things go together. So this is the base piece that we're going to start with, and before we can do anything, what we need to do is to put this attachment. It's going to grip the cables on, but we can't put it on after we've put the handles in place, so that just goes on there and we can leave it like that. Now we've also got two brackets here, and these are going to fit into place, one this side and one the other side, but what we need to do is to actually put them on to the frame like this first. So one on that side and one on that side. So we've put the two brackets on, and then they're going to go over these threaded rods. Now it is possible to do it on your own, but it's a little bit fiddly, so I'm going to ask Gareth if he'll just step in here and just take one side. So what we're going to do is put one side on first. There we go. And then I'm just going to pull that out, get it in there, and then again a little bit of wiggle and it's in. So we've got there the basis of our handle. Now to hold those in place, we've got two brackets here, two clips that will go on. And if we do this one here, what we do is we put on a washer first. So the washer goes on like that, and then we'll see in the middle of this there's actually a hole with a thread in it that will go onto this threaded rod. Once this is on, it hasn't got to come off. So it's just a case of lining it up and twisting it on like that. And there we can see it's now going on. Not too far, because the idea is we're going to put some tension onto that to lock that into place. Okay, so then we do the same on the other side. So we take the washer. Oops. So we take the washer, push the washer into place, and then we put a little piece of steel there with the hole through like that, and then we can start to thread that through. Again, about halfway, and then we can test it. If it's too loose like that one is, and we just take it on a few more turns until we've got the pressure. Maybe one more turn round and that's enough. And you'll feel that there's some pressure on there that clamps that into place. So that is nice and secure now, and that isn't going to move anywhere. So next one we've got is this one, and again we've got to take the clamps to bits. So we're just going to take out the threaded rod there, and the threaded rod there, and the washer's off. So if we take the second part of the handlebar, this is going to fit on the outside like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up so the hole is there, wiggle it through, push it all the way through like that. It's got a square on the back of it just to lock it into place. You see there, so that locks it firmly into place. Exactly the same as the lower one. We put that washer on, and then we can just carefully thread that into position like that, and just put that on there. And again, put it on about halfway, and we can test it. It's just a little bit tight, and that one clips into place. And then the final one is this side. So again, we're going to put the bolt through from the inside outwards, so just push it through and just make sure that it's twisted so that the square goes into the pipework like that, and then the big washer on like that, and again just twist on our final thread bracket, and then we can just lock that into place like that. So we've now got a nice firm handlebar on there. Just to finish off the handlebar, there are 2 clips that you get, and they are simply to hold the cables in place. So it's just open them up slightly, and then we're going to put them over the steel tube, and we can see the cable fits in there nice and neatly. So we're going to put another one lower down here, so just open it up a little bit, and then just a bit of pressure and it clips into place. So that holds the cable in place and prevents it from moving around. The grass box comes in 3 pieces. It's plastic, it's rigid, they just have to be clipped together. So this is the lid with the carry handle, so that goes on last. So I'm just going to put that down there, and these are the 2 sides basically that you can see. So it's just a case of getting them together like this. There is a left and a right, and it does say there on them where they are. We've got the left and we've got the right on there. So we're going to put them like that, and the idea is we've got these little tabs. So what we've got to do is align them like that, so that this little tab here pushes through a slit here and clips on to that little groove. So it's just a little bit fiddly just to get them started like that, but once you can get them into place, you can then just gradually put them together. Once you start with that first one clicking, turn it over there, and that's it. It's as simple as that. Clip it together. So that's nicely clipped together, and then we take the lid, and the lid basically sits on the top, and we've got 2 little lugs here and a hole at this side and one at the other. So it's simply a case of clipping that one over there first, and then doing the opposite here, just giving it a bit of a push, and then we can clip it on all the way round. Just a little bit of gentle squeezing together. And there we have it. 1 grass box to go on the back of our Scarifier. So obviously before we can Scarify, we need to make sure that the workings underneath the Scarifier and the aerator are all fitted. So the easiest way to do this is to turn it over on its back. So I'm just going to lift it over like that, let it go down, and then we can see exactly what is happening underneath. Now you might think it's got 2 Scarifiers there. This is the one that's fitted, this is the aerator. This is the wire Scarifier that's just in there for transit at the moment. It's just fixed in with some cable ties, so that needs to be taken out. So it's just a case of cutting through the 2 cable ties, one here and one here, and then we can simply lift that out. So do not under any circumstances try and start the Scarifier with them both in, because you'll cause a lot of damage. That one needs to come out. So this one is the solid tine aerator that you can use on the lawn, but if you want to change it and put on the wire Scarifier, it's very simple to change it. And this one has a quick release lever just here, so we can release that and this levers up, and then it's just simply a case of sliding out the aerator. So to fit the new one, that's how it arrives, and we've got the cover there that we have to put on the end of the bearing end of it. We've got a square end at one side and then a bearing end at this end. So we just clip that on into place like that. So that's nice and firm. And then we're going to put the square end into this side. There is a square hole. It will only fit in one way. So to put it in, we just lower that into position there, and then it will slide forward into the square hole. You might just need to give it a bit of a twist just to align it into place, and then it's simply to lock that into position. We just push that back down, and that is it. That's firmly in place now. So it's really fast and easy to change from the solid tines to the wire Scarifier. So we're going to leave those in, and now we can turn it back over into its correct position. I'm just taking off the last bit of packaging. I left it on there just so we didn't scratch the handle, so it just pulls off like that. Get rid of it and that can be disposed of. So this is an electric one, so it needs to be connected obviously to mains electricity. Just remember though, whenever you're changing the Scarifier cartridges underneath, never have it plugged in. It needs to be disconnected from the mains electricity. And now we can put the box onto the back, and that's again very simple. The plastic flap lifts up at the back, and we've got two quite strong plastic lugs there which sit under this piece, and then these bits here hook into it. So it really is securely fastened in, and we just do that with it, and then that holds it into position. While we're down with the main Scarifier, to adjust the height of scarification, we've got a knob there that we turn, and it's always a good idea to start on a high setting and go a little bit lower, because if you start too low, it not only does it put a lot of strain on the motor, but you can really damage your lawn. So start high and gradually go down. So I'm going to wind that up to the high setting and we'll give it a go from there. So the controls then at the top here are very simple. We've got a start button and we've got a lever to start it. And if you remember right at the very beginning, when we put the first part of the handlebar in, we put this hook on it, and this is to just secure this cable. So just make a loop of the cable, push that up through the slit at the bottom, and then hook it over these two lugs of plastic like that. It just stops the cable drooping on the floor, and we can hold this in our hand here. And then to start it, it's very simple. On the side here, we've got a big red button. We have to depress the button and then pull back this lever to start the motor. And when we want to stop, we just release the lever and everything stops immediately. So let's give it a go. Just finally, other adjustments of the handle. If you are taller or a little bit shorter, then we can just slacken these off and do them both sides, and you can alter the angle of this main handlebar. And of course, by undoing these two here, you can fold it over for easy storage. And don't forget the manual. It's got everything you need to know about this product in there, how to look after it and how to use it. So happy scarifying with your Cobra.
Remember to register your Cobra online at www.cobragarden.co.uk, and always have your Cobra serviced regularly. Check the website for your nearest dealer.